they have been sending him 300,000 US dollars per week just to enjoy at Las Vegas. What a beautiful day to begin with. Thank you so much for being with us. And today I'm going to review a much debatable documentary, Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, Obey and Pray, something like that. And a very big disclaimer, it's not about criticizing someone, but imagine that if, okay, I'm instead of discussing what the documentary is all about, I'm talking from my own perspective, and I try to meet other cultures, communities, religions. I keep on talking to them. Sometimes you can't, you can have a very fruitful, constructive conversation with them, and then you can ask more things. But once there is a camera involved, people will really likely to play their safe side. So sometimes it is very hard for people, any character also, any individual, they really need to think some whenever they are talking on a camera. So there are plenty of things that I really want to tell in this documentary. So let's come to the point, what the point is all about. So here they said, the first thing is, if you have never met them, you don't know that they really value the law of the land. So if you will go through all their things that there are some covenants or something that they really want to do, like baptism, purity also. So there is a robe or cloth, they really need to wear it. So in FLDS and LDS, there are similar things that happens, because it's like way back, maybe 80-30 or somewhere, both were at this under the same roof, but then they have to be separated for certain reasons, especially for polygamy. That issue is all about in the documentary, because now these people, they mustered up courage and came out that what is happening in between all those four walls. So sometimes, okay, a very big disclaimer again, because your the choice of your religion is up to you. I'm not the one who has to say anything against it, but the problem is there are certain things that happen, and sometimes, okay, if you have watched another video of mine, there is another documentary, I will name that. There is another family member who was controlling all other family members, and how he manipulated his idea, and suddenly all those family members were found dead at the same time. It is it's an Indian documentary. So similar way, if these big group, okay, and in this big group, the women and children, the younger ones, they are bigger commodities, right? And that's how their work companies and all this, if they need workforce, they are the ones who are playing a very crucial part, and thus the money goes to them. And that's how they have very big, huge temples, churches, or wards, or anything. That's how their system works. And the most important thing is that 300,000 that they have given him, it comes from the sweat of all those church members, their tithes and offerings that they gave. And imagine that they have been giving it. There is a person who goes there, his brother, and then he gave him. And later, when they found out the channel, they have to use that Costco tomato cans, and then they put that money. So it was something like laundering something from one channel to another, and thus he was doing something that he is teaching his own congregation not to step in that kind of a Gentile life. So it means the rules, if the one who is imposing, he wants others not to follow. But you could see his pictures were in different attire, and he was living a life that no one can dream of. So all those people wearing, all those girls also, all those, they were living in those four walls, and that's everything to them. And thus there were many manipulations, and that Olympic came, and this will happen, that will happen, and nothing happened at that time also. And thus the senior father also died, and they were dreaming that he will rise from the dead, and nothing happened also. And the very next day he came up with the plan that now his spirit is in me, and I am the one who is trying to do all these things. And thus all that the tribe that his father had all those people are now under his supervision, and thus he inherited all the wives, including the mother also. Strange. That was very strange, but there, there are many things they really want to unfold. There are plenty of things that happen, and so from one state to another, the rules were totally different. But when they went to Texas, they were very concerned about, because the community and all those people. Some people, they think that we don't need to disturb them because that's their way of life. But there are some things that is happening, and the people are really revolting, and that's how these girls they came up, because they think they are paying a very huge price. So there are plenty of things you will really watch in the documentary, and okay, even though they are separate, but there are plenty of similar things that are happening, because they come from the same shade, right? They were under the same roof. So there are plenty of things. Oh, I need to make a Patreon video, if because sometimes you cannot say all these things in detail on YouTube. And okay, but whatever they do it, it's up to them. In sealing in the temple and all these things. So when you compare FLDS and LDS, there are many things that are similar, but the only thing they said that the polygamy is now not in our sect now. So there are a lot of things to learn, and especially the okay. But here they really wanted to tell one thing also, because once all these people, those who are called priesthood, they are giving you the vision of celestial kingdom and all these things and blah blah blah. So they keep motivating all those youngsters and making them to be what to to be in that line, to be in the channel. And thus the very first thing was very strange also. The guy who was a cop, he was also doing the same thing. So how he escaped through, it's another thing also. You will watch it and you will find out. So a lot of things to talk about. Because all these episodes, there are plenty of things, plenty of people came up, and what really happened, how these. That's why okay, when the one thing is, in my cross-cultural study, I do it also. If in any culture or any society, if you see kids and women, if they don't have liberty or something, you will feel the society is very oppressive. There are some things that are really happening, and they really wanted to control it. So here, all these men, they were the ones who were like a priesthood, and all those old people, they are just getting married with the girls who are very underage or strange. And thus they have their own tribe, and they have 12, 20, 30 children. That's how they are using them as breeders or something like that. And they don't have a choice. The girls have no choice. Thank you so much for bearing me, and thank you so much for bearing me. Take care of loved one and stay safe. I don't want to talk too much, because once you will check the details, the laws, the doctrines they want to teach them. Another thing also, wherever they move, they have to take all this, and they really don't want to let them meet the another cultures also. Also ever meet that girls become very liberal, and her mind is something like this. So there are men also, their minds are something like this. That's why it's totally different. And you will, oh yeah, there is another movie also, you will watch it. I will talk to you about later. And I think the Spider-Man guy, that one is in that series, and Under the Shade of Heaven or something like that. Okay, let's discuss sometimes later. Thank you so much for bearing me. There are details that I have missed. You have to watch it in the documentary by yourself, and you will calculate it. And always the relationship with God is your own channel. There should not be someone who can impose something from self and then tell you, oh, this is what. No, it shouldn't be like this. That's why all these girls, they were paying a very huge price. That's why they are still. And the bad thing is, still keep on manipulating the ways, even though he was under the radar. So it's a long video. Thank you so much for taking care. Love and stay safe, and watch it, and we'll discuss another one in another video. Bye bye. Take care.